Hello and welcome to English class of Standard 12. Today we will be doing plot of the novel and summary of the novel The Sign of Four. Before we begin, let's see what is a plot. In a literary work, film or story or any other narrative work, the plot is a sequence of events and these events they affect the next one through the principle of cause and effect. Casual events of the plot can be thought as a series of events. They are linked by the connector and so the plot can vary from a simple plot to a complex interwoven structure plot. Coming to the plot of the novel, The Sign of Four, the novel has a complex plot. It involves various events like service in India, the Indian Rebellion of 1857, a stolen treasure, and a secret pact. This pact is among the four convicts. They are Jonathan Small, Muhammad Singh, Abdullah Khan, and Dost Akbar. And also there are two corrupt prison guards involved in it. Their names are Austin and Major Sholto. According to Mary, in December 1878, her father had telegraphed her upon his safe return from India and he has requested her to meet him at the Langham Hotel in London. When Mary arrived at the hotel, she was told that her father had gone out the previous night and he is not yet returned. Despite all efforts, there was no trace of him to be found. As her father was missing, Mary contacted her father's only friend, Major John Sholoto. He was in the same regiment and he lived in England, but he denied knowing her father had returned back to England. Along with the question of her missing father, she also had a second puzzle in her mind. She had received 6 pearls in the mail from an anonymous benefactor, that is, unknown person who was benefiting her. One per year since 1882. This is how she received the pearls. She received it after answering an unknown newspaper which had a query about her inquiry. With the last pearl, she received a letter, and in that it was written that something wrong has been done to her, and she was asked to come and meet. As the case is brought to Holmes, Holmes takes the case, and soon he discovers that Major Sholto had died in 1882, and that within a short span of time, Mary began to receive the pearls. Holmes gets some connection between the death of Major Sholto and the getting of pearls by Mary. The only clue that Mary can give to Holmes is a map of a fortress. Fortress is a military protected fort that she has found in her father's desk. It also had names of Jonathan Small, Muhammad Singh, Abdullah Khan and Dost Akbar. Holmes, Watson and Mary, they meet Thaddeus Sholto, the son of late Major Sholto, and he is also the anonymous sender of the pearls to Mary. Thaddeus confirms that Major, that is his father, he had seen Mary's father the night he died. They had arranged a meeting to divide the priceless treasure that Sholto had brought from India. There was a quarrel between Captain Mostyn and Major Sholto. While quarreling over the treasure, Captain Mostyn, who was weak in health for a long time, suffered a heart attack. Major Sholto did not want to bring anyone's attention on the reason of quarrel. Also, he was worried about the circumstances because he thought that the circumstances suggested that he has killed Mostyn, particularly because Mostyn's head was struck the corner of the chest as he fell down. Sholto disposed of the body and hid the treasure. However, Major Sholto, he himself suffered from poor health, and his health became worse when he received a letter from India in early 1882. When Major Sholto was on his deathbed, he called his two sons, Thaddeus and Bartholomew, and confessed that Morstan had died, and also told them the location of the treasure. And suddenly he cried, saying, "Keep him out," before dying. The sons were puzzled as they saw a face in the window, and when they traced the person, they saw a single foot in the dirt. The next morning, on their father's body, there was a note which read the sign of 4. Both the brothers they quarrelled over whether Mary Mostyn should be given the share in the treasure or not. Thaddeus took the chaplet and started sending pearls to Mary. Police had wrongly suspected Thaddeus as the murderer of Bartholomew, but Holmes concluded that there are two persons involved in the murder. He traces them to the boat where Jonathan Small had hired the steamboat, and he has named that boat as Aurora. Holmes appoints some poor children from the Baker Street to trace the boat, but they are unable to trace it. Then Holmes, himself in a disguise, he traces the boat. Holmes, with the help of police, chase the boat. The name of the boat is Aurora, and they capture it. In this process, the Small, who is the companion of Jonathan Small, is killed. Jonathan Small tries to escape when the police is chasing him, but he is captured. However, the iron treasure box which contains the treasure is empty, and he says that he has dumped the treasure into the river during the chase. Jonathan Small confesses that he was a soldier of the 3rd Buffs in India, and he has lost his right leg in a swimming accident to a crocodile. After that, when he was working on a tree plantation, the Indian rebellion of 1857 had occurred, and because of that he was forced to flee for his life to Agra fortress. One night while he was on duty, he was forced by the Sikh troopers, who gave him the choice of getting killed or to stop the servant who was the Raja's servant. He was a diplomat, and he had brought a valuable fortune in pearls and jewels to be given to British. They asked him to stop on the doorway. Jonathan says that robbery and murder took place, and this crime was discovered, and then they were caught. Jonathan Small got the punishment of imprisonment on the Andaman Islands. After 20 years, he heard from someone that John Sholto, who was the guard of the fortress, had lost much money in gambling, and so he will have to resign. Taking the advantage of the situations, Jonathan Small made a deal with Sholto and Arthur Maudson. The deal was Sholto will get the treasure, and in return he will send a boat to pick up Jonathan Small and the Sikhs. But Sholto betrayed both Small and Maudson and stole the treasure for himself. Jonathan Small took a vow for the wrong done to him. 4 years later, he escaped the Andaman Island along with Tonga by killing the prison guard. It was the news of his escape that shocked Sholto, and then it was the reason for his fatal illness. But before Jonathan Small could trace Sholto and know the location of the treasure, Sholto died, and the name of the pact between Small and the three Sikhs, which was the sign of 4, was left on Sholto's body. When Sholto's son Bartholomew found the treasure, Jonathan Small planned to steal it, but due to miscommunication, Tonga killed Bartholomew. Jonathan Small, he claims that the Agra treasure has brought nothing but bad luck to everyone who came in touch with it. He says that first it was the servant of the king who was murdered, and then Sholoto, and now he is trapped, and his rest of the life will go on digging the drains in Dartmoor prison. Talking about Mary Mawson. Mary Mawson is now left without any of the Agra treasure, but she has received the rest of the chaplet. Chaplet is the string of beads. John Watson falls in love with Mary, and it is revealed that he proposed her and she had accepted the proposal. Thanks for watching. Meet you in the next video with the synopsis of the novel. Goodbye till then. So friends, don't forget to subscribe the channel and share the video, and also to like the video. Thanks for watching.